TV.
Welcome everybody at the new episode of the Book Club. I'm here together with my best friend Spiridon. Best friend, of course. And we're going to discuss books in this episode. And the first one that we're going to discuss is the beautiful book of Milivoj. Welcome in our studio, Milivoj.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. Hey, before we're going to discuss the book, we really would love to hear a little bit more from you. So can you tell us briefly a little bit how you came to become an artist?
It was actually the whole lifetime journey, because I remember when I was 3 years old, I watched a friend of my father who doodled some kind of swan in one line, and I was so impressed that I said, when I grow up, I'll be an artist. And here I am an artist.
All right, and can you do that swan in one line? Was that like one of your important goals to reach?
At that time, I think yes, but now there are many more
lines,
many more things in art you can achieve than a swan in one line. So yeah, I think I have that in mind. Yes.
Hey, but finding the right line, that's really something that comes with art history. Did you go to art school, or did you all learn it by yourself?
I went to school for applied arts. It's high school, and those were my first steps in art. After graduation, I enrolled the Academy of Fine Arts, department conservation and restoration of paintings. And after actually, during my academy, I already started to make some illustrations for some magazines, some children books, and stuff like this. And after graduation, I actually start my professional illustration career. And I also went back to my art school. I spent 14 years there working as an art teacher of painting techniques and restoration conservation of paintings. But 3 years ago, I quit my teaching job because I worked always parallel, art school and illustration career. So now I'm strictly and 100% full-time artist.
All right. Hey, and where was your art academy based? Where were you?
I forgot to say, I was born in Zagreb, in Croatia, its capital. So the high school and academy is all based in Zagreb, in Croatia. I live now. My studio and my home is in a small town near capital, 30 kilometers from here. It's called Zaprešić, but I lived all my life in Zagreb.
All right. Well, let's talk about books then, Spiridon.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So tell us about your book. Like, you published it alone? Like, what did you do?
Norse Mythology artbook was my biggest project so far.
Yeah.
And I worked on it for 8 years.
Wow.
But of course, I started in 2008 or 9, but there was time, few years I didn't do anything. It was just stuck in the drawer. And then I decided in 2016, I have some gaps in commissions and jobs.
Yeah.
And during the summer, I decided that it will be shame that all this effort and artworks and half-finished project that I don't finish it. So I made a few illustrations in new, and I contacted John the head from Art Order, who run my Kickstarter campaign for the book in 2017.
Yeah.
We had extremely successful campaign, and if I quite remember, it was one of the highest Kickstarter achievements in Croatia at that time,
Nice.
especially in artistic area. Because I remember when we had that project and when it was hot, we even end up in national news and big newspapers in Croatia. No,
Nice.
it was big, but it was more big because of dollars than because of the art.
Yeah.
But never mind.
So creating a book, that probably is one of the goals that a lot of artists have, but usually that comes from collecting other books. And so you probably, I mean, I see it behind you. You have your own collection of books. Do you have any favorites? But you picked them and you were like, I want to do something like that.
Yeah, sure. I had a lot of books about, art, illustration, mythology, fairy tales, everything. There are a few books that are really, really special for me. I will show you a few of them.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, fairies.
Yeah, Brian Froud.
Ellen Lee, Brian Froud. When I saw this book as a kid, I couldn't believe that something as beautiful as this actually exists, and it's made by real people. Then I have Mabinogion, again from Ellen Lee, with this beautiful Celtic ornament art. Then, John Howe, which he is my biggest role model in art. I mean, we all know his work, but for me it was special. And I have this. It's Ivan Bilibin.
Okay.
Yeah, all the Russian tales.
This one.
Oh yeah.
I get this book for I think when I was 9 or 10 years old, and it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Hey, and what did you got out of that book? Like you show a few books, and they are like in this kind of same world building. What is so attractive for you in that world that they are creating?
For me, it was special. The thing that okay, I'll start this way. When I was at Academy of Fine Arts, the students were in some kind of direction, try something new, contemporary, everything that's not old and traditional. And I tried, but that really wasn't for me, I'm not meant to make abstract painting or, some kind of contemporary art. It's just not for me. And illustration is actually the field where all things you learn from the traditional art, like composition, like anatomy, like architecture, like you name it. Everything is actually not extra stuff you need to have, but it's a must. So if you want to make illustration, you really must know how to draw and paint. So in illustration, I found out that all the things I learned my studying during high school and academy is actually fundament and base for all the work I will make and I'll do. And that's really, and especially because in fantasy illustration, you can paint dragons, you can paint knights, armor, castles, trolls, dwarves, everything, and nobody will actually laugh at you like, look, this guy, he's some kind of crazy creatures, but you get appreciated. And later, I found out that there's a marketplace of the people who like to buy the original paintings.
Hey, and your teachers at art school, were they agreeing with you? That I can imagine, like, And normally when I went to school, the whole fantasy genre wasn't that accepted. And you are a teacher at the Art Academy. So how is that? Is there a conflict between the old school teachers that are more contemporary based and you also open for fantasy art and also giving that knowledge to your students and that influence?
Just a small note. I was a teacher at a high school, art school, not academy.
Okay, yeah.
And it was school for applied art. Academy, on the other hand, was more contemporary oriented, and art school was more linked toward the traditional art and old techniques. So I had both experience with people who appreciate the traditional art and also the one I know that was made 500 years ago. Try something new in the contemporary world. But at the end of the day, you find your place in the world. And the best thing I learned is that what I like to paint, I will paint. And during the time, there will be people who will also appreciate and find some kind of value in my.
All right. And I see some other inspirational stuff like Paul Bonner and Imaginative Realism by James Gurney.
Absolutely. The absolutely great book for all the art students, even for painters, for illustrators. And there's another book, what's it called? Light. I forgot the name, about light, and also by James Gurney. And it's really, really great for everything you need to know about painting and illustration. And then, of course, there was Brom, there was Frazetta, there was Simon Beasley, Esad Ribic, all other artists that influenced me. We start like books, you just spread your horizon. And I started with books about Michelangelo, Rembrandt, old masters. And later I found out there are books about contemporary illustrators and living art that made fantasy art or mythology art or art that I like.
All right. Shall we go to his own book?
Yeah. Let's check your own book out.
Okay.
All right. So I have it here. You sent me this really amazing copy. This is the collector's or premium edition. How did you call it?
This is the special book that, a case that we made, box for the book. Yeah, gilded with the.
That's really well done. Oh, you put some extras for me in here?
Always
love the extras.
Full of gifts.
Nice. So what we have here also is a little sketchbook.
Sketchbook?
Yeah. Did that come with everyone? With every case that you created, or is this something separate from?
No, the sketchbook was one of the goals at Kickstarter.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and in this small booklet, I collect drawings, sketches, and even you see on this image some work in progress photos. How I made all this.
Yeah. And so that means that everybody got this, also those that didn't get the case?
No, actually, after the campaign was over, I have it as a separate item in my web shop. So if somebody would like to have only book, you can purchase only the book. But if someone like all the materials, that there is the book, the sketchbook, the prints, from the book.
36 pages, cool. So I have this little Beautiful book here. Let's have a look. I'm gonna put the rest away.
Give it to me. I'm your assistant.
Yeah. Do your job.
Do your job, Leon. Oh, throwing things away.
All right. Oh shit! You wrote my name in there. I didn't even notice.
So you still didn't open it. Okay.
I didn't even notice. You wrote the name in there.
Yeah. And dedication.
Okay, 2017.
Yeah. Actually, 2017 was Kickstarter, and 2018 was, and this is the forward by John Howe, and that was really special for me because John Howe is one of my biggest role models ever, and he was so kind that he agreed to wrote me a forward for the book, and this is his illustration in the book.
Oh yeah, okay. Raven dreaming the land.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a bit about the campaign. So I guess it was a 30-day campaign, right?
Yeah, it was. It started at Valentine's Day, and in 2017, and it ended on I think 15 or 16 March, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was 30 days.
So
yeah, and you, yeah.
How much did you raise?
A total was $75,000.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely mind blowing for me.
Yeah.
Our goal was, I think, 9,000, and it was raised in first 3 hours. It was really like explosion. You know?
How much? How many pages does it have in total?
The book.
Yeah.
I think 68 or something like that. Yeah, I think it was 68. I didn't put the numeration on pages.
Right, that's why I'm asking. No page numbers.
No. And again, it was the same as the Fairies book by Brian Frost and Leon Lee.
Yeah.
It get that. I show it again. So it has that special mythology vibe, you know, like old ancient book. What page? Who cares? You just enjoy the book.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's this. I think it's the same way. And whenever I talk to my business partner Jean-Christophe or other people who are involved in it, they are like, "But what if someone asks, for example, what about the illustration on which page?" You know, and then I'm always like, shit, they're right." Then I'm putting it.
Then you say, "It's not math, it's art."
Yeah. So, oh yeah, nice.
Oh, here I see it. You also have a necklace, right?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Mjolnir.
Can you tell me what it means for you? That signal or that symbol? Sorry.
That's Thor's hammer, Mjolnir.
But what does it mean for you?
That's the most for me.
Basically, the question is why. I was just wondering why a guy from Croatia has such a strong connection to Norse mythology. Where is that coming from?
Just because I like Norse mythology.
Best answer.
Then it really that mythology spoke most to me. And as a kid, I like the Greek mythology, the Roman, and a few stories from Chinese and the Japanese, but of course and Slavic mythology. But when I went out and discovered Norse mythology, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're the canvas for Norse
all over. Yeah.
Hey, and you said it was like already big success, 9,000 euros in the first hours of getting like money to publish this book. Yeah. What do you think was the reason for the success?
I think the main reason is my idea of making the most beautiful book I can, no matter if it's gonna sell it or not. Because my goal and my idea was to finally publish my book and publish the book I would like to read. So I wasn't so much into this idea, we'll make Kickstarter, we must make dollars. No, it was just I would like to have
Funding, yeah.
funding to make my book reality. That was the main idea. So I used to see on the on books on Kickstarter some projects that are made only for grabbing money, or which people say, please, we will really like to help you with your money so we can publish our projects. Sometimes it's more like whining. And we have completely different idea. We have the book,
Yeah.
and if you like to see the book, here is the Kickstarter that will help us to make the book reality. That was it.
Yeah. So you weren't just, what you're saying is that you weren't profit oriented in
No,
your
not at all.
pursuit.
No, and the John Schindehete from Art Order, he's really great in this marketing side of business.
Yeah.
And during the campaign, we set some goals. But when we reach some goals, we ran out of these tiers and rewards. We was like, okay, what will we offer to people next? And then we started to add building on the borders of the book, and extra sketchbook, and the red ribbon, the special book space for the book. So everything that actually rise the bar for the whole project.
Yeah. What I discovered right now is that you wrote on the spine Norse Mythology Art Book 1. Where's number 2?
Sorry, I'm offline now.
Yeah.
No,
Where is it, man?
Just kidding. Yeah. I in first book, I prepare for the sequel because I only cover one part of this mythology, and there's plenty more of gods and deities and monsters and everything.
Yeah.
I still have idea to make the book 2, but in the meantime, after the book was published, I continued to work on gathering and some other projects, working on my career, and I also have 40 plus missions as a part of Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
And those black and white drawings will be in my next book, which will call Gate to Valhalla, and it won't be connected with the first book. It was a separate book of only black and white Norse mythology drawings with notebooks and borders. Yeah. But before I finish, I can't work on the next book before I finish the Gate to Valhalla book.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Milivoj, there's like really an uprising regarding Viking storytelling, right? Vikings is a hugely successful series now on Netflix. There's a new series called Valhalla. Also in games, it's really like an important theme. What do you think is the reason of this, how do you say, big interest?
Popularity.
Yeah, in this kind of storytelling and this world building regarding this.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My opinion is that people just like stories, or like some settings, or like some characters. I'm sure there is a lot of interest after the Vikings TV show was main thing, and of course people who like fantasy like Tolkien, and Tolkien drew a lot of things from the Norse mythology and from other cultures, but there are a lot of things from Norse mythology, Celtic mythology, and other stuff. So maybe just combination of everything made this all love about Vikings and their art, and especially the metal bands. Spiridon will know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of bands that are actually playing about Vikings, about Thor, Odin, about Valhalla. It's very, very popular.
Yeah.
Amon Amarth and other bands.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, you already discussed book 1 and book 2. If you want to make a book again, what kind of mistakes wouldn't you make again? Mistakes. What would you do differently?
You said mistakes.
I said mistakes. Oh man, no, there's always room for improvement.
What would you improve?
Yeah,
it's a good question. Yeah,
mistakes sounds as like
there are mistakes.
Okay,
negative connotation to it. But I mean, like, if you would do it again, what would you do differently?
I like you say if you do it again. Yes, I still think I will do it again.
Yeah.
The sequel. First of all, I will try when I work on the book. I will try to find some more people to review it before the final publishing.
Why?
Because even after you read it 100 times and
yes,
read the proofs from the printing company, there's always something that should be better. And if you turn the page with two wolves chasing the moon and the sun, the skull and Hathi, I made mistake after the 1800 book was already published. I switched the name to Wolves.
Oh.
And it's like you change Thor and Odin. The people who know the Norse mythology will see this mistake.
Yeah.
And it was already too late. That was 1 ton of books printed, binding, and waited to be shipped from the publishing company.
Yeah.
And my friend from Sweden asked me, "Why didn't you send me for or something?" I was just too much occupied with deadlines, with family life, with obligation, with finishing extra illustration from the book. That I got lost. I'm an artist. I mentioned John Hette, who is great in marketing. I'm an artist, and I got lost. But schedule, and even better, if somebody tell me what to do to not make mistakes. And usually that is my wife when we are on conventions or gathering events. She ran the booth, and I draw.
Yeah.
Inside the cards. No, I'm an artist, and I don't too much with the part of job. I have to, because if I'm creative, I have to cover all the aspects of the project. But I really, really, really like the most this part of drawing and painting.
Yeah.
All right. Milivoj, thank you so much for your time, sharing your knowledge,
thank you for having me,
giving us the book, and we really can't wait for part 2. So start your engines.
Yeah, get started, man.
and thank you so much for sharing your inspirations, and hopefully we see each other for real once at a convention.
Yeah, hope so. Really hope so.
Yeah, would be great to discuss it further.
Next time in your studio, deal.
Yeah. Then join us here and at our table. That would be wonderful. Yes. Nice. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Spiridon, for your beautiful page-turning and intelligent questions.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you, audience, for being with us. Hope to see you at a new episode of the Book Club on the same channel. And don't forget to subscribe. All right. See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.